What's going on, guys? It's Venom, and this is question time. Last video I asked for you guys to leave your questions and comments about the video and the article and the day 37 and day 38. Let me know everything, and I was going to talk about it in the next video. I was going to first of all read what you guys had to say, respond to that, and then I was going to say what I had to say. So first of all, we got a question from the Electrified One. He says, in your opinion, who do you think would make a good Eddie Brock? Now, I don't know. I'm not good with actors' names and actresses' names. At least I'm just not good with them. I know people's names, but I don't know like everybody's name. So I'm not sure. I imagine Garrett Hedlund. That's his name from Tron Legacy. If he bulked up a lot more, he could be Eddie Brock. Yeah. Steven Christodolakis. Venom, can you make another video of 7 web heads? Because both of you are awesome and nice videos. Thank you. I don't know. Sure. Next comment. From Lil Big Tarek. I think Novik is Alistair Smythe, and probably Will, you didn't have Will in there. And probably do something like Iron Man 3, where he is like Aldrich Killian's. No, period. Smythe should use cross species on other citizens, but later in the film he injects himself with the cross species and has a battle scene with Spider-Man. And in the film, my character of Smythe, he is jealous of Peter. He wants powers like him and is jealous of his girlfriend MJ. So what do you guys think? Yes? Jalil Too Sharp says, I call BS on this article. He just straight up said it. I call it BS. It's bullcrap. It's done. FunSize363 says, the guy soldering is Paul Giamatti making his rhino suit. Regarding the guy in day 38, I think it's Quentin Beck or Matt Gargan. I know that going off of a limb, but maybe he'll turn into Scorpion or Mysterio on TASM 3. Interesting. Not the Matt, I don't know about the Matt Gargan part. Scorpion, I don't really want Scorpion in the movies. I mean, I guess, I don't know. But the Mysterio part, the part with Quentin Beck, yes. Quentin Beck. That could be Quentin Beck. He looks like Quentin Beck. Yes. So Marcus Calazzo says, maybe it could be a person that steals Max Dillon's idea. Perhaps one of the people working on the costume in day 37. I know this will sound stupid, but probably older Peter Parker since the Vulture took away his youth. So you're saying, you're making an assumption that the Vulture will be in the movie and the Vulture is making Peter Parker older. You're talking about in day 38, I'm guessing. BJ Novak is playing an older Peter Parker, possibly. Or you're saying he could. So you're giving out multiple ideas. I mean, sure. Hero Web of Spider. I don't want Gwen to die. Winky's sad face. Is that a tear? It's supposed to be a tear. I don't want Gwen to die. And I don't want pickles in my marmalade. Mr. Talking Sandwich. And that article is bull. Where were their sources coming from? They did not give out where they got this info. It's just a writer's theory. They are not spoilers. It was caps. So it was they are not spoilers. With exclamation marks. You tell them. You just straight up letting them know what's going on. And yes, I do have all the comments here. Yeah, that's what I'm reading. Okay, so Mr. Talking Sandwich also says, Strom or Smythe? I think the man in the shadows is Michael Morbius. So I guess you're talking about BJ Novak is either Strom or Smythe? And you say that you think the man in the shadows is Michael Morbius. Been hearing that a lot. Not sure how I feel about that. Vampires in Spider-Man movies, I'm not sure. It could be good. But I understand where you're coming from with Michael Morbius, with the sense of the darkness and the shadows and the light, I guess. Starry 103 says, I think that the person in day 38 is Alistair Smythe. Okay. Webhead Studio says the person in the day 37 picture is Norman Osborn! Exclamation point. I think Gwen Stacy will die like she did in the comics, or Peter thinks Electro killed Gwen, but it was in fact Norman Osborn. Now, I've been hearing a lot of people say stuff, and I did see a video by 7 Webheads talking about, what if she dies and Peter thinks Electro did it, but in the end Norman Osborn did it. I don't like it. I don't like it, and I understand that the filmmakers, the writers know that we want that, blah blah blah. I understand that, but there's a certain they in my opinion, they need to do it that way. They need to have it just like in the comics. Emma Stone has said it herself that it needs to happen exactly like it did in the comics, and I agree, it needs to happen like it did in the comics. Don't mess with it just to try to fool the hardcore. You want the hardcore, the fans, to be behind the film. The general audience don't know anything about it, so either way it's gonna shock them. You don't want, I mean, hey, shock us in terms of timing when it actually happens. Yeah. Killer Crack 35, what a great name, says BJ Novak could be playing a young Norman Osborn, if anything, because hopefully, you spelled that completely wrong. Hopefully they mentioned his old Professor Mandel-Strom, or however you pronounce, but that's my opinion. It is your opinion, and I do like it. A young Norman Osborn, that's possible. I like that one. That's very interesting to me. Super Saiyan Tacos, great name, great name. Do you think we will see Nick Fury at the end of this movie? No. Not in this movie. No. Do I think it's connected to the MCU? Yeah. Do I think we'll see Nick Fury? No. That's it, no. Jagged62, hey man, just want to say I'm a fan of your videos and a huge Spider-Man fan. In regards to Gwen Stacy's death in TASM 2, if there's no Green Goblin, she can't die. It will have to be at the hands of Goblin, or people are going to be pissed. I know I will be. A lot of people have mixed feelings about that first movie and the new interpretation. TASM 2 is going to make or break the franchise, and if Gwen is killed by anyone but Goblin, I think that would be too much change and they'll lose a lot of the fan base. It's my opinion. Yes. Tell the truth. Yes, that's how I feel. Fist bump right there. Come on. Boom. Yes. Yes. You didn't put your fist up to the screen. Put it up. There you go. Boom. Yeah. Fist bump. Chris 2342 Full says, The Office is my favorite show, and BJ Novak is a pretty good actor. He portrayed Ryan, but anyways, excited to see who he'll play in the movie. I am excited too. I don't know who he's gonna be playing. Peter Banner says, This rumor is bull! Straight up, let him know. Let him know how you feel. Let him know. SpideyFan117 says, Concerning the spoilers, I don't really buy it, but I wouldn't be opposed to it if it were true. The way I see it, Norman could be behind Gwen's death without necessarily doing the deed himself. That is, getting Electro or another thug to do it. I mean, there have been a number of hints at Gwen dying, but they've all pointed towards the classic death of Gwen Stacy's story. Maybe the scene will be mostly like that, but with Norman being behind instead of doing it himself. I don't know. The hints, we have gotten some hints, like in The Amazing Spider-Man 1, when Peter said, I'm going to throw you out a window now, he threw her and webbed her, and like her whole body was like that. It was like that. It all went back. It looked gruesome, but then she was like, so she didn't die. So that's a hint. Another hint is that she was also wearing that, I think she was wearing that coat that she wore in the comics in that scene, and Emma Stone herself saying it needs to happen like it did in the comics, and it does. It needs to happen like that. So I understand what you're saying, but I do not. I'm gonna be mad if they don't do it like the comics. I'm going to be mad. I will. They don't have to let Norman. People don't need to know Norman Osborn is Green Goblin, but we can have Green Goblin Killer. I want that. I don't want. Don't change it up. Don't change it up. You got a whole new chance, Sony. Chance of new franchise. It's supposed to be dark, right? Don't change it up. Have it just like it was in the comics. You'll make the fan base happy. You'll make the general audience sad and freaked out, which is what you want. And then the third one, finish it up strong, and then leave it room for the Venom movie. Then the fourth one. There you go, Sonny. There you go. Cameron Coates says, these rumors are total BS. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. First question from Wyatt Bender is, sub me, I have one question. What? Since you think BJ Novak is Eddie Brock Jr., pause! What? I never said BJ Novak was Eddie Brock Jr. I always... No, I didn't. Wait, what did I say? I said that he reminded me of Eddie Brock because of the Oscorp and because of him being young. I don't think he's Eddie Brock at all. He's scrawny. He's not Eddie Brock. I don't think he's Eddie Brock. No, he's not Eddie Brock. If he's Eddie Brock, I'm gonna be kind of mad because they got a whole new chance to make it the real Eddie Brock be the real Eddie Brock. He's not Eddie Brock. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. Finish the question. Okay. How would you react if he is a young version of Richard Parker? I wouldn't care. That's cool. I don't think he's Eddie Brock. No! Wyatt Bender also had a second question. What do you think the Spider-Man sequel game will be about? I think it'll be about the sequel movie. Thanks for your question. Spidey D45 says, I know this. Whatever. I know thus weird and all, but can you do some videos if, huh? It's like you're confused about what you just wrote. Don't get mad, I was joking. Percy Jackson, the Sea of Monsters. You're asking me to do a video about Percy Jackson, the Sea of Monsters. No. You also said, I don't like to cry, so I don't want Gwen to die. Yeah. And I don't like light bulbs on the sidewalk outside being hit with some acid. Sky Games 1 says, hey, I got 2 questions. Will you sub me? And what do you think the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game will be like? The Amazing Spider-Man 2 game. We got another question about it. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 game. I think it will be like the movie. I think it's going to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to be in it. I think Beanox is going to develop it. I never put the video out, but I had this whole long video, and it was me saying how I don't like Beanox as a developer. I may just redo it. I don't like Beanox as a developer for Spider-Man games, and that's because of the how they treat their games, how they handle the character. I don't like it. I don't like the games that they make. They're copying. They act like they can't be creative and come up with their own ideas, but instead they want to borrow from Batman all the time. I don't like that. I don't like them as a developer for the game. They need to really change it up. I don't like what they're doing. I don't. So yeah. Okay. Kristen Cola says, I wish Gwen doesn't die. Solo No Jinx says, he's making the Rhino suit, and just by randomness, do you play Minecraft? In parentheses, I know, right? So nerdy. It's not nerdy. There's nothing nerdy about it. So what? So what? You play Minecraft. So what? Anybody plays Minecraft. I don't play it, but so what? It's not nerdy at all. You play Minecraft. You play it. And if somebody says something to you, you hit them with your pickaxe. Optimus Phillips says this. Okay. I will metaphorically kill Mark Webb if Gwen is killed off before the Green Goblin appears as such. If Gwen is to die, she has got to perish at the hands of the Green Goblin. We know this is fake, or the film franchise will not live up to mine, and probably all of you other fans' expectations of topping the 2002 through 2007 film. Right on, man! You tell them! You let them know! We're gonna start, all of us, we're gonna start a big, we're gonna rebel, we're gonna go on strike, we're gonna say, you know what? She has got to die by Goblin. Nobody else. You're gonna do it! We're gonna do it right! We're gonna be like, whoa! No! Green Goblin kills her. Nobody else! Cause that's how it goes! Yeah! Let's go! Friendly Neighborhood Spidey says, it's BS. I wouldn't believe anything coming from comic book movie. Especially from that guy. Yeah, I mean, Spider Cake 54. No, that's Rhino suit being built. Cause you obviously know. That was a joke. Don't get mad. Monkey Man 31 Full. Maybe Osborn's making the Goblin suit. You're talking about Day 37. It's possible. Maybe that place is in the armory, the picture that we got, the armory, and maybe that place is also where that other picture was, and that's all in the armory. Sullivan Venom 7 says, Day 37. If that is Chris Cooper, Norman Osborn is probably building some of the Green Goblin gear. Day 38. I'm not sure who BJ Novak will be playing, if it's even someone from the comics, but it is cool to see him involved. I like him in The Office as in what? I liked him in The Office as that's a movie. Okay. Which showed he can also be a serious actor. As to this article, I'm not sure what to think. Good info if it's true. I think it'd be awesome to see Electro break out of Oscorp if he is kept there after the accident. Yeah. We have a comment from the Nielsen 26. He says, Venom, I think he is playing young Richard Parker, just pure speculation based off the glasses. I didn't think about that. Richard Parker. What if that case is Richard Parker's? What if that's Peter's father's like case or something? I don't know. What if that's young Richard Parker? What if? Dougie Reviews says, "Hey Venom, I know it's a little off topic, but have you seen the new Wolverine trailer? And if so, what are your thoughts? Keep up the great work." And I actually replied to this comment. I said that it was cool, but it didn't excite me. It made me say, "Oh, Wolverine." I just think the X-Men movies just aren't that appealing to me. The First Class was great, but that contradicted X-Men Origins. You're not even supposed to acknowledge X-Men Origins. They don't want you to. That was just a movie that they made because they didn't think through what they were going to do. So X-Men Origins is just there, and First Class is great. I love that movie, but it's just getting it past like, so X-Men Origins is not real. This is like the first sequel. This takes place after 3, and it's been like how many years? Like 6-7 years since the last movie came out. Yeah, whatever. He also says this. More related to the video, I'm not surprised that the Green Goblin could possibly be left out of the movie. I am, however, against the idea that Gwen will die early on in the movie, because if it does happen, we the viewer won't feel as sad about it as we would if she died near the end. They should give Gwen and Peter more time to develop their characters, so we will feel even worse when she dies. In my opinion, anyway. Hope you share your thoughts in your next video, man. I'm gonna share my thoughts. Yeah. Goblin needs to kill her. That's it. And that was the last question. Oh my goodness, I got through all of your guys's that were up at the moment. If you're commenting on the video now, I can't get to you, but make sure you leave comments and stuff. Make sure if you want to be a part of my video, so I think I'm gonna be doing this every Friday. Think so. But yeah, to be featured in the video, make sure you leave your comment or video response. Nobody does that. That's a good way to get your ideas out there, get people to your channel. Instead of, that's a great way. You do video responses, guys. A lot of people don't do it. So you will be, there. You will get a lot of people seeing you and hearing your thoughts. Video responses. Remember that. That's something most people don't do. They always go to the comment section. You can also leave a video response. Yeah. So now, my thoughts on everything. Now, I'm not going to get on the computer and do this. I'm not. But I want you guys to think about this. In the article, they say that they're only going to give you one major spoiler. One major but unexpected spoiler. Wait a minute, though. At the beginning, it says that Jamie Foxx, Electro, will wear something like the Ultimate suit, from the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. And they say that that was unexpected. That's not unexpected. So is that the unexpected major spoiler they were talking about? Because that's the only time they addressed this, one of the things they said as unexpected. Now, we would think, of course, that the major unexpected one was Gwen Stacy, but like I said, they didn't address that as being the major unexpected one. You're just supposed to guess. The only time they use the word unexpected is when relating or when talking about Jamie Foxx. Now it says one major spoiler, but they give us multiple major spoilers. Eddie Brock's not in the movie. Green Goblin's not in the movie. Jamie Foxx works at Oscorp, which we already knew. Jamie Foxx's suit is not green and yellow, which we already knew. Gwen Stacy dies, but she'll die probably early in the movie. Green Goblin's not in the movie. That's more than one spoiler. That's why I immediately say, wait a minute. This article seems a bit funky. And then with but there are some things that I do believe. There's some things that I'm open to. The drawer, the thing that we thought may have housed the symbiote or the Oz serum, happy birthday thing, they say that that's Electro. The only reason that I go, I believe it. I can wrap my head around it because, hey, it's Electro. Right? It's Electro. But the only thing I'll go, wait a minute, what? Because Mark Webb, when he tweeted it, he said happy birthday to Dane DeHaan. So I'm like, wait a minute. I keep saying, wait a minute. How, if this is for Electra, why do you say happy birthday? Was it because the picture was released on his birthday? I'm not sure. That's the one thing that, but that is believable. This is where Max Dillon is after the accident. That's believable. But I get a little shaky because he said one major spoiler, one major unexpected spoiler, and at the beginning they say something that they call unexpected, and then they go naming a whole bunch of other stuff, and they still have more things that they've apparently held back. So maybe the security guard told him some stuff. I'm playing. I don't know. So my thoughts really are that take it with a grain of salt, like 1 grain of salt. Like really small grain. Maybe chop that grain up into like millionths, 1/1,000,000th grain of salt. I don't know, because it's very weird. Like when I read something, I analyze it. He said one major spoiler, then one major unexpected spoiler, says something and names that as being unexpected, then names a whole bunch of other things. Eddie Brock's not in the movie. No Green Goblin. Gwen Stacy dies before the end. Jamie Foxx is wearing green and yellow. No green and yellow. He works at Oscorp. So many things. Doesn't mention Rhino. Just so many things. Rhino again is still not having been confirmed. Felicity Jones' role hasn't been confirmed either. So we don't know who Paul Giamatti and Comfier and Felicity Jones. We don't know the characters that they're playing. Officially, we don't. We can assume, make assumptions. Comfier is playing Adrian Toomes. Assume that. You can assume that Paul Giamatti is playing the Rhino. You can assume that. You can assume that Felicity Jones is playing Black Cat. Or you can be on the other band camp and say, no, she's playing Betty Brant. You can assume that. You can. We don't even know if the Daily Bugle's even going to be officially in the movie. We don't know who AJ Novak is playing. We don't know a lot of people, and I really like that. That's why I think that Eddie Brock could be in the movie. And that's another reason why I don't like the article, because he said no Eddie Brock, so I'm like, forget you. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about what I said. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think that, in fact, this article is 100% legit, or is it 100% kaput? Is it like, what? No, this is wrong. I want to believe some things, but I just really have this feeling that the article is, that the person is just writing. I think the person was thinking up stuff and just wrote. And that's not a bad thing, but for them to pass it off as fact is a bad thing. I don't want to like say you're wrong, what you're writing is false, and it could be right. I don't want to say that. I just want to say that I would like to take it with a 1/1,000,000th grain of salt, because it's, I don't know, it's some inconsistency with the one major spoiler, but unexpected, not unexpected. And you classify one thing as unexpected. I'm blabbering on. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Hit the like button if you do. Subscribe if you're new. That way you can stay tuned for Spider-Man and video games and a whole bunch of other stuff that I have being planned for this channel. I'm going to be doing skits, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Part 2 will be out soon. It's right now on the editing table. As always, thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Have a good one later on. Peace. Peace. Peace, not pizza. Peace. Later. Okay, alright. Peace.